There we go. There we go. What's good, y'all? What's good? Y'all know what this is, the Full Cup Podcast. You got 30 seconds. What's good? Welcome to the Full Cup Podcast. I'm Quincy with the questions.
I'm Talisha with the T, y'all.
Y'all know how we do this. Every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, we are getting rid of the Tuesday night show. We will no longer have the Tuesday night show, or at least for right now. We're just not having the Tuesday night show. We do a lot of shows. We need to cut them down. Adding the Saturday show, added the fourth one. So we're gonna just do the good old. There we go. Monday, Thursday, Saturday. That's the days we'll be on now on the Full Cup. 7 p.m. on the West, and you know the rest. Exactly how it goes. How everybody out there doing tonight? Hopefully everybody doing good. I know I'm doing great. How you doing, Talisha?
It sounds weird now just saying Monday, Thursday, Saturday, because we've been saying Monday, Tuesday, Thursday for so
Right,
long.
we have, but nothing wrong with change.
Oh yeah, nah. Gotta
Nothing wrong
change
with
it up.
change, though. We do definitely, especially we got our schedules changing up also. So it's more of a business move for us because we
Yeah.
definitely we definitely got a lot of stuff going on right now as individuals and everything else. So we're trying to get everything together. Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to
Yep.
fix my light.
Hey, said babe, it looks fine. You look fine. You don't need to fix it. You look good. We can see you.
Okay, no,
Um,
it's falling, so that's
I
why I had to
know,
fix
I know. Don't forget you your eyes is a little cloudy probably because of contact.
it. No, actually they good. Ricky Joe in the building, Tens Woods, Vic Vega in the building. What's good with y'all? Damian Page in the building. What's good? Pick a
Yeah.
component in the building. What's good? Don't forget to check out Real Blunt every
AJ.
Saturday, 10 a.m. on the West, and you know the rest. Make sure you check out Real Blunt. Young Ace in the building. What's good with you? Letting y'all know this will be our last Tuesday show. We'll no longer be doing the shows on Tuesday. So
Only on Mondays for men's mental health, and then me and Quincy will have Thursdays as we usually do, and then Saturday Quincy will have the Saturday night slappers,
yes, I will definitely. Y'all know how I go.
and that's where people get together and he films them slapping each other. No, I'm just
With
joking. I never
Portia in the
understood
building.
that.
What's good with you, Port?
Hey, for I'm not gonna sit up there and get slapped. I'm just
Right.
not.
I
Not
don't
as
know
a
how they do
sport.
that shit anyway. I don't know how they
Not
do
as
that
a
shit.
sport, and not as anything else.
I don't know how they do that shit, man. I be looking at it like y'all crazy. Ain't
I'm
nobody
not
finna
gonna
sit up here and
watch
just keep
you
slapping
powder
me.
your hands up and get ready to slap my lights out.
Man, I'm not gonna do it.
I'm not gonna be able to do
No, I'm not gonna be able to do it.
it.
Absolutely not. That shit is insane. I be seeing them do that. They be like, "Come on," and be slapping the shit out of each other. I be like, "Oh, baby, no."
Because I
Like
don't
this
care
ain't no
how
flow.
strong. I don't care how strong of a person you are, how big you are, how many fights you got in. I don't care how many late weights you lift, and how stern you stand on your 10 toes and plant your feet. If somebody slaps you with you not protecting yourself,
You going down?
yeah, all you gotta do is hit that good old chin.
Yeah, you mean to tell me y'all ain't doing no type of you can't protect yourself or nothing? You just gotta let the nigga hit you?
They
Fuck
go slap
that.
you in your jawline, and you know when
Fuck
your
that.
jawline dribbles, that's when you get
My
knocked
boy
out.
Young Ace said, "Hey, my guy, I got a nasty beat for you to hear. Hey, send it over, Ace. You know I'm good with it." Damien said, "Hey, fam. Hey, our jerseys came in today too. Damien,
It
thank you.
did.
They definitely came in today. I walked in the door and they was sitting on my porch. So definitely, man, gonna be rocking those. Talisha got hers. I got mine. I didn't know you were sending two. Thank you. If you I
Yeah,
did know, shit, I absolutely forgot. Thank you, wifey. Thanks you. I thank you too.
I'm gonna have to
Definitely gonna
rock
be
mine on
rocking that shit,
Thursday.
man. Definitely gonna
Hey,
be rocking.
Tanya. Hey, Nikki.
What's good with y'all? What's good? pull
I
on
know.
in.
I wonder how much they get paid because man, they be slapped and knocked. I ain't seen nobody take a slap yet, and
I
not
have.
even or some of them. But they were still dazed. They might have not failed, but they were dazed.
Yeah. Nikki White in the building. Nikki. What's good with you, girl? Tanya A. Payne in the building. Make sure y'all check out Club Soda on all streaming platforms. Club with a K, Soda with two A's. Go check that out, man. The album is dope. I don't know how many
All
times I got to keep
streaming.
telling y'all. I don't know how many times I got to keep telling y'all to go check it out. Also, go check her out at VVS Styles, I believe it is. She's in Stockton, California doing hair.
VVS Diamonds or
VVS
VVS Style?
Diamonds. Yes, VVS Diamonds. My bad. I'm cool. Ain't nobody gonna just be slapping me like that though. I don't understand how they do
Nope.
that shit.
Nope.
And they be sitting
Well,
there
we can
trying
box.
holding a little stick and everything. Yeah, we can fight.
We can box. We can wrestle. We can, all that. But we can do karate on each other.
Yeah, but
But
you
I'm
ain't
not
gonna
gonna
be just
stand there.
openly slapping the shit out of me,
No,
bro.
no,
I'm not
no.
letting that fly.
Nope.
You can keep that one.
um. Anyways, though, we just getting in here, y'all. We doing our little announcements before we play the song and get into our topic. I think I have a pretty good topic tonight. I think I do something that I think everybody can give their input on. But
Hopefully.
where'd you
Yeah,
go,
go ahead,
baby?
Dimmer. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit the thing.
Okay, so you got anything to say before you hit the
No, not
music?
really. Make sure y'all check out Saturday Night Slappers. We're gonna be doing that every Saturday, 7 p.m. on the West. You know the rest. If you got any music, try to send it in early, please. It makes it so much easier when you guys send the music in earlier. And put in the subject line Saturday Night Slappers. Jay Fox in the building. What's good with you, my guy? How you doing,
Oh,
man? Make sure y'all definitely send the music. If you send it in early, it's easier for me just to put it in the lineup and just play it. If you send it in while I'm on, I gotta click off, click over this screen, download it, come back, then download it to the program, and then I'm able to play it. So please, try to send it in early. And if you do send it in early in the subject line, just put Saturday Night Slapper or put SNS. It'll definitely help. SNS. It'll definitely help. That way I know what it's for. I don't just be having random emails like, what the fuck? All that shit. Definitely, man. Definitely. Oh, was there
I
anything else
heard
I
it.
want to tell y'all? Oh, Favor Ain't Fair will be dropping on the 20th.
Yep,
Definitely. Favor Ain't Fair. My album will be dropping on the 20th. If you haven't already seen the video, Lonely, go ahead and go check it out. It's the song is on all streaming platforms. The video is up on YouTube. Go check it out. It's also on my page. If you can, share that G thing for me. It would be greatly appreciated. Everybody, go to my page, share it. Share it.
I
Share it for
got
YouTube.
I got my shot glass tonight, my full cup shot glass instead of my teacup, so I can't
Oh.
really put my pinky up on this one.
You can if you hold it like this.
Yeah.
Hung like this in direct traffic. You feel me? Moving right along. But y'all know how we do it. We do the Full Cup podcast theme song before we start every show. This is the Full Cup. Continue to pull up.
This is Michelle Childress, and welcome to the Full Cup.
Welcome to the Full Cup.
Yo, it's the Kid Zoo. Welcome to the Full Cup podcast.
Welcome to the Full Cup. We'd like to thank you just for pulling up. Welcome to the Full Cup. We'd like to thank you just for pulling up. Welcome to the Full Cup. We'd like to thank you just for pulling up. Welcome to the Full Cup. We'd like to thank you just for pulling up. Quincy with the questions and Talisha with the tea. Tuesdays and Thursdays, this is where you need to be. Honestly, can't forget about Mondays with men's mental health. With the Capone will be sitting to my left. Yep, so many different topics, plenty people with knowledge. The viewers check people. Better watch it.
Hey, y'all, this is so natural. Put your bottles and your cups ready. Welcome to the Full Cup.
Hey, yo, what up? This your boy Blood Mark Stewie, a.k.a. Bloodshed. Welcome to the Full Cup.
Yo, this Ready Red. Welcome to the Full Cup. Hey, this is Wani. Welcome to the Full Cup podcast.
This is Port City. Welcome to the Phull Cup podcast, huh?
Welcome to the Phull Cup. We'd like to thank you just for pulling up. Welcome to the Phull Cup. We'd like to thank you just for pulling up. Welcome to the Phull Cup. We'd like to thank you just for pulling up. Welcome to the Phull Cup. We'd like to thank you just for pulling up.
This is Lamont Dean. Welcome to the Phull Cup podcast.
What's up? This Tins Woods. Welcome to the Phull Cup.
Hey, this is Krita. Welcome to the Phull Cup.
This is Tammy Harrison. Welcome to the Phull Cup.
This is Angel. Welcome to the Phull Cup podcast.
This is your girl Kayla with Photo Live 209. Welcome to the Phull Cup podcast.
This is the Phull Cup podcast with Quincy with the questions and Talisha with the tea.
What's good, y'all? Welcome to the Phull Cup. Yeah, I know y'all like that.
So, I wonder what topic you got. I kind of want to get into mine first.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
All right. So, what I got y'all here, I ran across this, y'all. So, a woman said that her and her husband, she said, our sons are aware that if they have babies outside of wedlock or out of wedlock, they'll lose their inheritance for them and will have to start from scratch. We were clear about this prior to having children. Most boys comfortable with doing this is because they have zero standards, or most boys not comfortable with doing this is because they have zero standard expectations and inheritance. You have to incentivize good behavior / decisions. So what do you guys feel about that? What do you feel about, and this is a black couple. What do you feel about people saying, look, we're going to set up an inheritance for our kids, and in order for them to get it, they have to make sure that they don't have kids out of wedlock. So they have to be married when they have their kids.
Mac in the building. What's good with you? Make sure y'all check out the Black and Mickey's podcast, Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you go like and subscribe to both of the pages. Mac Davis, Black and Mickey's podcast. Mac said, he said, man, I seen that too today and almost went live.
Yeah, I was like, I got to, because I seen it on two different sites. So I was like, and on the two different sites, I seen two different response, like a majority of two different responses. Sometimes it depends on what page it is for that audience. That is going to be a different thought process versus another audience. But I want to know what y'all think. Do you think that people should, especially in a climate, if we're talking about Black people or, marginalized people, when you do have the opportunity for your parents or for you as parents to pass down an inheritance, then, a lot of other cultures do the same thing, or they have other similar stipulations. Like you're, not just when you turn 18 or 21 or 30, you'll get it. But no, you have to have went to college, or you have to have been doing something productive. You can't be out there, wilding type thing. So
Mac said he podcasting with us right now for sure. He said podcast.
okay, yeah, that's what's up.
With that, that's absolutely good.
Yeah, that's not chocolate like me.
Nicole Johnson in the building. What's good with you, ma'am? I was about to say Talisha Jones, but you sitting right here because I seen it pop up that you were. Definitely, man.
So, I want to know what y'all think.
I think that's kind of selfish. I mean, you can hold your kids to be responsible, but things happen before marriage, so if it's all about money for them, then go for it, as far as the kid goes. But it's kind of like you buying their decision on what they deciding to do. It's like you purchasing, their decision. I'm not saying that that's something I definitely wouldn't do. What's good? Miss Monroe in the building. Who was that? Kalisha. Kalisha, what's good?
Hey,
What you?
so this is the thing. Incentive
Oh, Monet,
means
not Monroe. I'm sorry, Monet. Kalisha Monet. What's good?
Talisha Monet.
No, Kalisha Monet.
Oh,
Kalisha Moni. I think. I'm saying
I
Monet
can't
because you
even
know.
see right now on this one. But my whole thing is this. A part of me feels like you shouldn't you shouldn't withhold their inheritance because they had a baby outside of marriage. Like say,
Right.
when they're 21 or 18 or 25, whatever, and they had to end up having a baby, and now they can't get their inheritance. I feel like it shouldn't be in black and white. It should be some gray areas. You know what I mean? But I do believe in incentives. You can teach your kids. You can raise them to be the best they can be. You can raise them up being godly and everything, and they'll turn around and do something totally opposite, or they'll go through a wild stage in their 20s and 30s, and they don't start taking that advice till they are in their 40s. And you know
You
what I'm
said
saying?
Monet.
So,
I'm sorry, I said it right the first time. It's Monet. I got it right.
okay. So, babe, so my whole thing is I do believe in incentives. Like when you work at a job, uh, and they be like, if you do a good job, if you do this, if you knock this out, then you'll be able to do this. That's an incentive. You know what I'm saying? So doing what you're supposed to do and then having an incentive of why you want to do it right, not just because. And I think that it helps to keep in mind the stability, because why am I doing this? I don't want my kids, or in this case, their sons, to grow up and just be out there making babies and not sticking in building a family, because that's our family value. That's our family legacy. That is what, you know what I'm saying, we're trying to put in for generations to come, where they're, so, not having that generational curse of having kids that have multiple kids and they kids have multiple kids. And you know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I'll
My
give you
boy,
this money for you and your family to be stable if you have a family and not multiple baby mamas.
my boy Al Smith in the building. What's good with you, bro?
Hey,
Mackala said that they gonna need that money to care for the kids. I was thinking that too. Like, why would you withhold that? Why would you withhold that inheritance because they chose to have kids without being married? Lamont Dean in the building. Baby Link Rhodes in the building. What's good with y'all? Nikki said, hold on, we get to it. Nikki said, I wouldn't do it. She said, but I get it. Having kids with the wrong person can ruin your life. And this is my take on it. You can say that all you want. Not you, Nikki. I'm saying they can say that as parents all they want. You ain't getting this money if you don't do what I feel is necessary in life, then you won't get it. Why would you give why would you take away the advantage that you've given them because they didn't do exactly what you wanted or how you want to do it? Because you said uh they not giving it to them if they have a baby out of wedlock, right? Like they not married. If they have a
yes, if
baby, they're
they
not
if
married. Yeah,
they have a baby before they get married,
married. Okay, so what if they're 25 years old and have a baby and they're not married? You're not gonna let them get their inheritance?
that's the point. Because
Yeah.
it's
So
to make you second think, and not be irresponsible. So if
okay,
I'm
so
trying to solidify, it's another way of securing your bag. It's the same way you're gonna say, I'm not gonna make certain decisions, kicking with certain people. I'm not gonna get hooked on drugs or strung out because I'm focused on a goal. So it's the same thing. I'm not gonna be out here with these women and just sleeping with anybody. Or if I sleep with multiple women to enjoy my singlehood, I'm gonna strap up. I'm not gonna just be no condom, trusting and busting in these women because I have an inheritance. It's the same thing kings do to princes, and you know what I'm saying. Royalty does for their kids. You can make certain decisions and make certain mistakes and get away with it, but certain things there's stipulations on those mistakes, and they raise you and tell you ahead of time. So it's not sprung on you when you're 18 or when you're in high school. They've been telling you this, raising you in a certain way because they want their legacy to be a certain thing, and they want you to be successful in what you're doing when they give this to you. I'm not giving this to you just for you to blow it or you to have Nick Cannon amount of baby mamas, because yes, you can take care of them with the money, but you can't be present. So I'm also trying to teach you a life lesson of keep it in your pants
I,
or be protected and
I
make
get what
smart decisions.
I get what you're saying, but so they don't get the inheritance if they don't if they after 18 they don't get the inheritance anyway. They don't get it at
Huh?
all. And so what I'm saying, the
You said
inheritance that they're
after
supposed to get
18,
after 18, after they're 18 years old,
they
do they
don't
get
get
the
it?
inheritance? No, after they
Oh, you're
18 years
asking.
old,
I'm sorry, baby. I didn't catch what you're saying. You know, sometimes you be having a list.
I know.
So, okay. So they didn't disclose, she didn't disclose the time frame. So if it's 18, obviously you don't, unless you're 16, 17 having a baby, but it's probably usually people have inheritance around 25 or 30. You know what I mean? So once they didn't finish college or they didn't build their business, because every kid don't go to college. If they have the opportunity from their parents or family, they have a family business. Their family will set them up so that they're in the family business or have their own business. So but by the time 25, 30 come, usually you ready for that inheritance. Um,
Okay, so regardless, so they don't get the inheritance if they have a baby before marriage. So if they, 25 or 30 years old, yeah, the list. You see how they do me? The list, the inheritance. You don't get that.
right. So yeah, I
So
guess so.
if you
Hold
get
on. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Go ahead.
go
So
ahead.
if you get the what? I was just gonna
If
read
you
the
get
comments. I'm sorry.
if you get the inheritance after, you supposed to get it because it makes no sense. Like I'm trying to understand the basis of it. So you 25 years old, you out doing your own thing, you have a kid, you don't get the inheritance. Is it inheritance after they die, or do you get it once you turn a certain age? Like it's a lot. It's a lot
That's
to
a
it.
good question, and that would have been a good question to ask. I would say just to because I know most people get their inheritance around 30. So I would say if you had a kid before, say you're supposed to, they're gonna get it at 30. If you have a kid outside of marriage on 30, then or some people also, it just came to me. Some families, once you get married, they give you your inheritance. So whether they died or not, it's in a contract, it's in a trustee that if they even when they pass, once you get married, then that's when you get your inheritance. But there's a clause if once they are getting married, they have already had a child outside of being married, they don't get it.
Okay, so that's going for. So this is what I'm thinking. That's going to force some horrible marriages. There's some people out there that think I'm a accidentally or I'm gonna get pregnant. I'm gonna force this person to get pregnant. I'm gonna force myself to get this person pregnant, so it forces me to marry them because they don't want their parents to know, so they don't lose their inheritance. And then they can divorce you after you get it, so they get some of that money. So you putting your kid in a dangerous position when you do that. Once you get 21, 25, you're gonna make your own decisions. You're gonna make some decisions you need to make in life regardless. You're gonna make some of those decisions.
Wait, wait,
You got
wait. Can I ask a question? Did you say that the woman can divorce and get some of the inheritance money?
uh-huh.
In an inheritance, if the man, most of the time, it's a clause for an inheritance is not up for to be dispersed if it was a divorce.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, you they with inheritances, most of the time it has it in there. I don't know if it's automatic, but it has it in there. Like you can't take anybody's inheritance, so it'll have to be their income, not their inheritance.
Okay.
Um, but still it'll make the man marry her so he can get his money. She may not be able to divorce him and get it, but he can get it. So Jamie said, I think I caught on is smart but stupid as well. You can't control the outcome of your child or children's decisions, and you can't. Baby Lee said, if you was born in Stockton, you fucked up. First of all, I'm not. No. Damien said the average inheritance lasts around 18 months. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. If it's cash or property, when they get it or when they don't get it, it can be structured with a trust, right? Tim said, "What if they agree on not marriage but want to be together and have a baby? Then I guess you just don't get it." Um, and so Damien said, "T is right." Max said, "That is right." So that's the whole thing about that is just. I think it's more so structured because listen, America, we think in a very free, I can do what I want, let everybody else do what they want. Unless you live in America and you come from a family that comes from outside of America, because outside of America, they have more structure when it comes to family and when it comes to inheritance and when it comes to, money. They don't play, especially if they come from any type of royalty or riches or anything. They are trying to make sure that their kids and their kids' kids are going to be good and that those morals and values and rules are passed down to keep the structure so that they
Robert
don't
Long.
have a bunch of kids out of wedlock.
I'm sorry, Robert Long in the building. What's good with you? Portia in the building. What's good
Hey.
with you? Uh, I I think it's still controlling. I think you should give your kid an inheritance if they do get it. I think they should get it after a certain age. After they got to a certain level of maturity. Because you can still give them their money. So what if they got had a baby right at 18? Then they get their money right then. You gonna give them that money right then? They married somebody. As soon as they turn eight, they got somebody pregnant, got married. Then they had the baby. You gonna give them that money right then? Then they get their bread
It
right
can
then.
definitely be like that because there are people who get married at 18. I knew people in high school that were not, their parents were not from here, from Africa to Asia, and they to India. They were getting married at 18 and 19 years old and still going to college or being in a family business. So they're setting them up. Like that's the whole thing. I think that a lot of times people miss with that is that it's about setting your kids and grandkids up to win, whether they're 18 or 19 or whether they're 30 or 40.
So
Like
you agree with that?
I think that I mean I personally wouldn't do it to my kids, but I understand it. If that makes sense. I don't have to like say that I would do it to understand why others do it.
No, I understand the gist of why people want to do it. I get that. I totally get that. You want to do this because you thinking it's gonna set your kid up better than if you don't. Can you imagine how terrible it's gonna be if they don't get that inheritance when they have a kid?
Hey, then why did you make that decision? Some see the thing is that although we love our kids, our grandkids, whatever, when rules are set, sometimes we can save them, but sometimes we can't because baby, I told you. It's the same way if they make a bad decision and break the law and have to go to jail, and there's nothing you could do to get them, even with the best lawyer, there's nothing you could do to get them out of going and doing some time.
No,
So
I get that.
there's a thing where I'm implementing this to you and I'm raising you to be this, and I'm telling you there's consequences. There's consequences to having kids outside of wedlock. There's child support possibly. There's a possibility your baby mama could pick up and leave with the kid or kids. There's a possibility that they may remarry and then now your kids are spending majority of their time with the mama and the stepdad and you know what I'm saying? Because you decided not to uh have kids when you got married because you wanted the feeling of not wearing a condom.
And I don't. Okay, I get the structure of it.
And
I get
shooting
what
up
people.
the club. No, I'm just joking.
I get what where they coming from when they doing that. I still think it's a form of control. Now, it's a way you can teach your child things that they're not supposed to do without making them think, "Damn, I'm gonna lose my money." Now they gonna hide shit from you. Like it's a lot of shit that can go on with it. So me personally, I don't agree with it. Now, giving them a trust or setting them up for a certain amount of money at a certain time in their life, yes, I'm cool with that. I understand that. But for me to tell you, if you have a baby out of wedlock, and say you 27, 28 years old, and you have a boyfriend and you get pregnant and he doesn't want to marry you, now you have a kid. Your career's rolling. You're doing everything you need to do, but you're not gonna give me this money or this inheritance, which you don't have to because it's not your money technically. You're not gonna give me this money. because I decided not to be married and have a child, but I'm still doing
Abort,
great. I'm still,
abort, abort. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Only if you in
that's a form of
California.
control.
No,
That's a form of control. It's other states. It's other states. Trust me. Uh,
and other states, yeah.
Yeah, but
But
also too, it's like so that's like saying if your child doesn't want to go to college, you can be like, hey, if you don't go to college, you're not getting this money. But they can be like, I don't
yeah,
want to go to college. I want to do something else. I want to do something else with my life. So you're not gonna help them out in life because they're not doing what you want them to do.
I mean, that's true. But there are rules. There are parents literally that I've heard stories of people saying, I didn't get my inheritance because I didn't go to college. You
Yeah,
know,
but
my
sometimes
dad, and there's a wedge between them and their parents. Like, nah, my dad didn't want to give me it because I decided to start my business, or I didn't want to go to college, or whatever the case may be.
yeah, I get it.
Jamie laughing. Max at arrangement, weddings. Yes, see, you said the correct words. Rules are needed, right? Max said some people might not want to get married, and that's
All right.
cool too.
My
We
boy
do live
Flies
in an
Fruits in the
era.
building. What's up with you, Flies Fruits? I see you.
Hey, we do live in an era. And the last, I talk with my hands so much. I should be a TV host. And today, on today's episode, no, but but there's a lot of people who don't want to get married. But if those are the stipulations, I mean, I guess if you decide, because most people say one thing when they're young and they do something different. I'm pretty sure Quincy, after his first marriage when he was young, was like, I ain't getting married no more.
I did.
And later on, a few years later, he found me,
I
and
would have got my inheritance though. If I got married and fucked up, I would have got my inheritance and then fucked off my money because I was young. So I'm the reason why I'm saying that is so I understand you're not going to get your inheritance if you have a baby before the age of 18 or before the age of 21, and you're not married and your life is not right. Because all the money going to do is fuck you're gonna fuck it off anyway. It's like I never gave it to you. But if you set up further in life, you 25, 30 years old between that age and you doing you doing good and you going to school, that money is going to help out, pregnant or not. Some people
well,
just don't believe in the marriage system, like Max said, and I kind of agree with that. But I do believe, well, before a certain age, like if you have a kid before 18, then yeah, you're not gonna get this inheritance because you strictly went against what I said. As an adult, I cannot control you, and I wouldn't want to control you. That's a form of control. You're not gonna give me that money, then hey, then I guess if something happens, I fall in love. I'm messing with this chick, she gets pregnant. Hey, I guess sometimes you choose the love over the money. Sometimes you don't even care. Like what? If you're gonna take it from me, you're gonna take it from me. People gonna do what they want to do anyway.
so this is the thing. The only reason why, I mean, not only reason. Let me take that back. One of the reasons I would see that a person doesn't want to get married if they decide they just want to be single and live a single bachelor or bachelorette life, then I understand that. But most people don't want to get married because of trust issues, or
Right.
they think that they have this thing. Oh well, people say once you do your vows, but once you get married, it messes up your marriage. Like no, I mean your relationship is never the same, and it's like no, it's way more deeper than that. And anything that you do where you guys love each other and you want to be with each other, and this is your person, why not go ahead? Why not go
Okay.
ahead
Reading the
and
comments.
you know, and make them your person. Like put a stamp on it. Makala said, "Fuck that money. That pussy too good." See, Vic said, "I'm definitely leery on the white man construct of marriage."
What's good, with my boy Vic? Man, my boy Vic Vega in the building.
DJ, Damon said, "Avoid the problems. Don't even tell the child that they have an inheritance. Period."
Right.
And
If
that's
they
one way
if they
to go
gay,
by
if
it
they gay,
too.
you ain't got to worry about it.
Wow, gay people still get married.
I know. I'm not talking about, but you can't worry about them having no kids. If they
They can
gay,
adopt.
you really ain't got to worry. So you gonna not gonna give it to them if they adopt a child? Damn.
I mean, if you adopt them within having a family, you know what I'm saying, within having a marriage. But this is the thing: every inheritance, most of the time for cultures, it has stipulations, it has rules on it, And I'm not saying that some things do seem controlling because we live in the country that we live in, but really, one of the reasons why we are the way we are in this era is because people start being more laxed on family values, on family morals. And there was a breakdown for Black people where there was no families. It was single parents, whether you were a single dad or a single mom. So, or they were living with their grandparents or an aunt or an uncle, or they went into the foster system. So it was a breakdown for us that we didn't, we, a lot of stuff we don't understand, like that's controlling or that's this or that's that. Some things are not controlling. Some things are called structure or rules. So you saying for your kids, uh, even if they're an adult, if they come over your house, there's still as an adult, there's a structure. I'm gonna give you an example from my parents. When I go to visit my parents, I know my mom and dad is gonna let me do what I want to do, talk how I want to talk, but I'm not gonna cuss in front of them. I'm not gonna act a fool in front of them. I'm not gonna bring just anybody over their house. There's a structures and there's rules that I know that when I go to my parents' house, as much as they love me and we have a good time, I know that I have to act a certain way, and I wouldn't let my kids go outside of certain boundaries. So
No,
it's
and
just it's the same way, but just with a living.
right. Let's hit the comments. Oh, we ain't got to hit no
Yeah.
comments. Only one. She
You
said,
said
"Right,
right,
Keith, stamp it,
damn
don't
it.
tattoo
Not that to it.
it." And this, the way I feel about it is, once my child is grown and they out of my house, you gonna still respect my house. You are. I want you to still respect my house, and if not, it's gonna be consequences for it. But if I got some money that I've been putting away for you, and I know it's gonna make your life easier, I don't want to make your life harder. So if you go out into the world, you're gonna bump your head and make some mistakes. One of those mistakes could be that. And then everybody know when you tell a kid not to fucking do something, you can't do this. What normally fucking happens? This is what they do. This is even as a kid. So dangling money in front of their face to control them, I think is crazy. Now you can set up the rules without money. I'm setting up that rule for my kids right now. Hey man, do not be out there having sex and fucking right now before you even done with school. I'm letting them know now without dangling money in their face and telling them I'm going to set them up the whole time. Or at a certain age, I want to set them up so they have money. So when they turn a certain age, give them a nice little shower to help them on with life. Maybe it's $25,000. That'll be enough to put down a house. Whatever we gonna have set up for our kids when they turn a certain age. If we able to have that amount of money, because the way America is going right now, that's all I got to say. But I'm saying,
We can do whatever we want to do. But the thing is
what's
that
Keisha Hudson in
when
the building? What's good, man?
hey, hey Keisha. So the thing is though, is that I'm gonna get to the comments in just a second, but I wanted to say this before I forget. Wouldn't it be more of an incentive, like she said, to push them women in the forehead and be like, "Nope, not me. You have a. I'm about.
Yeah,
What if your inheritance is 100,000 or 100 million? I'm going to strap up and I'm gonna do what I need to do, and because listen, ain't no coochie or D good enough for me to ruin a big chunk of money to set up me and when I decide to have a family.
but
Ain't
do what
nobody
you,
working, especially if
but
we
if
don't
you,
even work out. Because why am I making a baby with you and I can't marry and I don't want to marry you or have no interest in marrying you? And so
but if
we
you,
have now, wait, real quick. We have now an era of women who have way more baby showers than we do bridal showers.
right?
So think of if they have this structure implemented while they're growing up that look, don't be out there just strap up when you do have sex and this, that, and the other. And if you once you have your family, you'll have this inheritance. Just please don't mess up and just be out there sowing your wild oats, just giving making a bunch of
No,
baby
no, it's
mamas. And
not. You can tell your wild oats, just don't get nobody pregnant. They didn't
yeah,
say
that's what
don't
I'm
have sex. They
saying.
didn't say just don't be out there fucking.
Right.
Because you can go out there and fucking get AIDS and don't get nobody pregnant, but you're gonna still get that money.
But if
You
you
can,
have a
if you,
condom
your
on and it
focus, your,
stays
but
on,
your
you
biggest thing is to not get nobody pregnant. So now you out there fucking bitches that's 55 and over. Like, hey man, look.
not 55 and older.
but not even
Uh,
that. If you raise your kids correctly, then it's you're instilling those values into those kids anyway. If you raising them correctly and doing what you need to do, no matter how much money is being dangled or anything else, if you teach them the right way and being there for your kids, then there's a lot of things that they're not gonna do. Now, I can't say if I agree or disagree with people decide to do with their money. That is their business. Hey, if you say, as long as my kid don't do this or don't do that, then they'll get this money. If that's what you want to do, hey, fine, man, knock it out. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. Whatever, however you feel. I'm not. Money's not going to raise my kids or make my kids fear or respect me. I want you to fear. I want you to respect me because I raised you and I taught you right. I don't want you to fake respect what I'm telling you, and then you get the money and wow the fuck out. Because then, as soon as you got married, now you got this money. You be like, you know what? I got the bread. Divorce, bitch. You can do it just to get the money. So
This
it's a double edged sword. You putting it away to be like, hey, look, we got to get married. Why? You pregnant? My parents said they won't give me the $100 million, and she thinking to herself like, hell yeah, get the money. We gonna get married. We gonna live. Then you in this fixed marriage that's unhappy because y'all really didn't want to. Y'all didn't take the time to even know each other. You didn't got her pregnant and then force yourself to get married to this person.
decisions. Because why was you humping her like that and without a condom and you didn't know her like that?
Donzel in the building. I see you, bro.
So
Uh,
hey, Dr. So that's a question too. It's not just okay. Let's get to the comments real quick. Max said I had a one night stand and the condom popped, so I would have been fucked unless I told her to get an abortion. Yeah, would have been messed up. This said for real cute. They said that's why you don't tell the children they have an inheritance because they can live their lives and you watch you play out and then plan your money accordingly. Okay,
I would have
that's a good
a
one.
bottle of Plan B pills this fucking big. Do you hear me? Soon
Hey,
as
I would get them on the black market. I would get
man,
somebody
I
to go
would
out
have
there and
them
shoot
shaking
them,
them like sunflower seeds. Man,
crush
we
them up,
fucking
put them
tonight
in
or
her
what?
juice,
Man,
and
right in her
let
drink.
that
I'm
morning.
gonna crush this up and put it right on in there. Drink that on
uh,
up. Tap the
this is
bottom of the cup
right.
over her mouth and everything.
David said, dum, 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 you're getting married.
Right.
Because also people have clauses. What if they had a clause like, hey, by the time you're 30, if you are strung out on drugs or alcohol, then you can't get your inheritance. That's one that I think that I would probably implement more than anything because if you give them 100 million or 100,000 or 50,000 or whatever it is, and they have a bad habit like drugs or alcohol, then they can OD. Sometimes you aid in the demise of your children by giving them a lot of money.
Right.
Jason, I can't with you. Vic said, I don't think in that situation parents tell them about inheritance, but instill in them and steer them. You give me the boy and I'll show you the man.
Man, you raised them. You raised them, right? And then you don't have no problem with that. I wouldn't. He said, "Q, like you want a sweet tart? Hey, on my mama, nigga. Like, hey man, so I know we're gonna be kicking it tonight. You gotta take one of these pills though. What? Like, yeah, I just, here we go. Using that logic, hell, let me find a illegal and get that 20 racks to marry them. Hey, nigga, that's not the same logic, nigga.
Oh my god, man. But why any illegal? Because you can get a regular person. I'm gonna tell you this. Depending on how much money it is, you can get a regular person and be like, hey, we work well together. We're friends. I would say get a friend, somebody that you're friends with, because you can be cool with a friend versus somebody you don't even know. You know what I mean? Get you somebody y'all work well together. Y'all can talk and laugh, and they be like, "Hey, bestie, let's get married so I can get my inheritance." We
Hell
ain't
no.
never. You
See,
can date who you want to date. I'll date who I want to date. But we work
you,
well. We know we don't like each other, but we really cool.
you see the conniving that's coming with it though. just to
All
get to
right.
see him
I'm
to get
just
the money.
saying. That's about brought it up. I just was saying. You
I'm
know.
just saying, like that's what it is. You're not raising your kid. Like you letting the money be the fear of raising your kid instead of them fearing them being disappointed in you. They don't care. They want the money. You tell a kid when they 12 years old, hey, if you don't have no babies before you get married, you get $100 million. Niggas finna be like, man, I'm finna get sucked from here until Saturn. They gonna be doing all type of other weird shit. Like I'm telling you that they gonna still be fucking. You're not even teaching them about not fucking. You just scaring them not to having a baby.
Well, I mean, I would think that they would if they went through all of that. She said that her and her husband talked about this prior to having children. So they had been together and everything. I'm gonna get to the comments. They had been together and everything, and they talked it out. So this lets me know they planned it out in their heads to say
Mm-hmm.
this is the type of structure that I want for my kids. And one thing about that, if nothing else, for especially for Black couples, is that they actually sat there and planned out how they want their family dynamic to be. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people just get married because of love. They don't think about how we're going to support each other or support our kids, how we're going to raise them. Are we going to teach them about God? Are we, how we going to do their education? If we're going to do a stay-at-home situation with one of the parents, or we both going to work, we're going to do daycare, we're going to do this. They just love or
Hey,
sex,
some
and
some people
you
can
have an
freestyle.
income, and you have an
Some people
income and I have an income, and we just getting together because we love each other, and we lust each other and have a good income.
like I said, man, it's a sticky, it's a slippery slope when you're using money to make your kids respect you. It's a slippery slope, I think. Structure or not, you can give your kids structure without having any money. That's just the way it's supposed to be, I think. But that's just me. I'm not shading nobody for the way that they want to do it. You want to raise your kid a certain way, and you want them to be like, okay, if I don't do this, I don't do this, I get this type of money. Hey, that's fine. That's fine and dandy. It's other stuff that's gonna come with that though.
I definitely would have passed it. I would have got my inheritance only because this is the thing. Me and Quincy, so he asked me to marry him, and we didn't even know I was married. I mean, I was married. I was boop, just put something out there. No, I'm just joking. We didn't know that I was pregnant at the time.
You
I was
wasn't
like 2 months
married when we
pregnant.
had Quincy.
No, I know. So I was gonna say, so I would have spent because we had Quincy in July of 2010, and we got married in December of 2010. But you had already asked for my hand in marriage from my dad.
Big cred in the booth.
Uh,
What's up with you, Paul?
but what I would have done is, as soon as I found out I was pregnant, because you had already asked my dad for my hand and didn't know I was
I
pregnant,
did.
so
You'd have rushed it along.
we would have had a speedy pregnancy. I mean, speedy marriage,
If you told me you was
wedding,
getting a hundred
wedding.
million, if you told me you was getting 100 million, if we said that, we'd have got married that day. You would have walked through the courthouse and be like, "Hey, I got 100,000. You push this along today."
Nah, I wouldn't have told
We getting
nobody.
a
I
hundred?
was only 2 months pregnant. So like when I found out, so the whole thing is I didn't show until what 8 months. I was very thin because I couldn't eat. So on both my pregnancies, I didn't show until I was like 8 months pregnant. Then my stomach just popped out. A lot of people didn't even know I was pregnant. So I would have definitely got my
I know.
inheritance because we would have got married before I told everybody I was pregnant. And then I would have said that my baby came a couple of months early. Start
Hell no.
trying to count back months. Yeah, shotgun wedding. It looks like raising your kids is a repeated theme here. Also, not marriages with idiots, right?
Right.
Not that military people get married to get more money. They do. I know. I knew a lot of people when I was younger in my 20s that they were getting married just to get more money. So she wouldn't have told you that would have been her money.
Bullshit. I'd have spoiled the
Listen,
whole plans. I'd have spoiled the whole plans. I'm like, hey, that's my baby. This is when she got pregnant. Letting y'all know. Cut me in or cut
I'd
all
have
of us
pappy.
out. Out of Pappy, yeah. Cut us in or everybody cut out this bitch. We gonna be working. Shit. You ain't gonna do me. I didn't sit up here.
I take a
I
blood
didn't sit
test
up here
today.
and gave. Yeah, I sit up here and gave you the golden ticket, and I'll be like, I ain't marrying you, and I let your family know that's my baby. Hold the funds.
Wow. Abort mission.
Abort the mission. Hit the big red button like.
Because I'm gonna
Bah.
tell you right now, if somebody has an inheritance, especially a big inheritance, that means their parents have some type of wealth. It may not be the richest, but they got something, and they have private doctors, so they have a family doctor. And once you turn, I think 16 or 17 in certain states, you don't even have to. You can sign something to say, I don't want my parents to know what's going on with my body or my doctor's appointment.
I'm gonna tell it. Mac said, "Don't hate on her money, Mac. Fuck that.
For
I
real.
didn't, I didn't give you the golden ticket, and you ain't finna share the wealth. Uh-uh. You
First
get
of
you
all,
tell.
I
Give
know
me
you
half,
ain't
or I'm
talking.
telling right now. Give me half, or
I
I'm
know
telling.
you ain't talking because Quincy, you spent your little inheritance money before I
Nigga,
even
you wasn't even
met
with
you.
me.
I know before I even met you, I didn't get
It
not
wasn't a
one. I
lot of
got
money like
no.
that,
You got
and
one
that
check when you was with me, one check,
yeah,
but
and
it
that
was
was for like what 6,000?
significantly smaller than your
Yeah, it was like six
original.
thousand, and then when I got another check when I was like was I 25, 24, 25 for like 30,000 after taxes like 22.
I
Do you
know
understand how?
Damone
Do
met
you
you
understand?
when you still had your little money, but I know why black people all say your little money. I mean when you had your big money.
Because you was a hater.
But I was like, see, why don't nothing ever happen for the good girls? You know what I'm saying?
It did happen. You got a
You went and
husband.
spent it.
How do you even say that? And you got a husband that's there. You got a
I
good.
know.
We have a good relationship. It do happen for the good girls. Do you see these bitches running around here, baby mamas, mad at the
Why
world
why they gotta be bitches?
because they're talking about women in general. They call us
I know
niggas.
I'm
I can
being
call
funny.
them bitches. I can call them bitches.
I'm being
Max
funny.
said at 12, you can tell the doctor not to disclaim your
Explain.
info to your parents. HIPAA law. I think
Yeah,
so. Yeah.
I know different states or regions have different HIPAA laws for the kids. When I was working with Blue Cross Blue Shield and I was working doing it for the East Coast and from Jersey to even New York to Philadelphia, the laws were a little different. But at for the mental health, it was 16 years old. You had to have the parent. You have to have the child's permission for even for the parent to know the information. Some things
Disclose
was
is what he
14
meant.
years old.
That's why I said disclaim. I knew it was a different word. That's why I was stuck on it. Port said nigga get the words out. I want to use the right word instead of the one that he used. Definitely. But you gonna see when you have your podcast, Port. You gonna see.
But no, I think that all in all about the having an inheritance. I mean, not having kids outside of marriage or before you get married. Um, I think that it's in a good place. I feel like I know where they're going with it. They're like, hey, we love you. We've been raising you. We've been telling you this, but here's a little incentive to get this extra money. This is probably what I would do. I would give them an inheritance at a certain age, anyways, but I would probably have an extra, like, depending on how much money I got, an extra 25% more of whatever I was going to give them. If you didn't have a kid before you got married or before you got this inheritance.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Or maybe
And
I'll
then
give
give
them
it to you
their
later
regular
in life.
inheritance at 25 or 30 anyway. But
I
then when
figure
you
at
get married, also, whenever you get married, even if it's in the same year you get your regular inheritance, once you get married, I'll give you another inheritance.
that'll be like your wedding present. That is
Right.
what I'm
But
giving you.
maybe that'll have the stipulation, the second
Yeah,
inheritance.
so there you go. Like that's what I would do when my kids turn 18 and they graduating from high school. I'm gonna slide you 10 bands. I'm gonna slide you 10 bands so you can get you a car. We're gonna go out and get you a car. If you still staying with us, you got some money in your pocket, but either you gonna be in school or you're gonna be working. But that's if I'm not giving you any money at all. I'm still gonna chip in and do that. Then when you get to 25 and you get a little further on in life, or 24 or something, I'm gonna slide you some more money. I'm gonna break down your inheritance and give it to you
Increment.
in a certain way. But I'm not gonna tell you, hey, you getting You're getting $1 million if you don't do this. I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm gonna let you see how your life play out because life plays out different for everybody.
Yeah, so I don't know if I said this on another show, but I would love to do something like at you said at 18 you get 10 bands. At 21 maybe another 10 bands. Cuz you're
Juan,
at
should I
when
see you?
you
Juan, I
young,
see you in the building.
you spending reckless a little bit if not a lot
Yeah,
anyway. At 25 I give you, 15. Or maybe not at 25, maybe at 30. If I gave you something at 18 and 21, at 30, I'll give you another increment. At 40, I'll give you another increment. Because
man.
I feel like at
Different stages
every
of
point,
life.
yeah, you need
See,
that,
I
whether you're
mean it.
married or
Yes. Now that being, but I would never tell them. I wouldn't tell them that they have an inheritance. Like Damien said, this would just be money that I will be giving you. You wouldn't even know. And then when if I'm dead and gone, and the money is still coming to you, then you're gonna continue to get it. Then when I pass away, if you at a certain age, when it goes a different way, then it's good from there. I'll do that. Like that's the way that I'll handle it. Then you'll get it fully on. When you are a parent and your kid is getting ready to go through high school, and I see you setting up nice and you got a house. Now I didn't give you an inheritance to where you don't even have a mortgage no more. Your house is paid off. I'm gonna make sure I help you through life, but I'm not gonna tell you, hey, you get $10 million if you don't do this, and this. Like I wouldn't do it that way. I still want to see you live and bump your head. I want to see you do things and how you think and how you operate on your own without this money being your motivation. Because
sometimes
if
money is some people's motivation though. And
yeah, but
I'm not
sometimes
even and I'm not saying it in a way of where they think that money is God or their God or whatever. I'm saying for some people, what made them successful is not because they had such a passion for certain things. Their passion was, I'm trying to get this money and I'm trying to be successful in a way where I can, set myself up, or if they have a family, set my family up. Money is is the motivation for them. Some
and
people
that's
it's
why I
not.
said
Some people,
that's why I said
uh, hold on. Some people, passion, what they do is their motivation. I love helping people, or I love doing music, or I love doing art, or I love cooking, whatever the situation is. I love doing taxes. You know what I'm saying? I'm the best at doing whatever.
I love
And
doing taxes.
I'm saying, like, you have a passion
I'm
for
being
it. You're good
I
at
know
it.
I'm
You
being
have a
I'm
passion
being
for
funny.
it. Whatever the case may be. And
Nigga said
that's
I want
and
to
that's
be a
what
garbage
drives
man.
them. And that's what, but it's not the money that drives them. It's what they do that drives them. So
Yeah, I get
everybody
that,
is
but
different.
for the people that for the when the money drives them and you it's driving you to get this money, and once you get it, are you gonna still be driven? Or are you gonna go through it? Like it's fickle the way it can be handled. It's really fickle on the way that you handle it. Uh you can't handle everybody the same way. That's what I'm gonna say.
What's
That's
it?
why I'm gonna leave.
Is it Port? She said LaShawn George in there. Okay, hey LaShawn. Port
Hey
said
LaShawn,
is gonna get your kids set up. Sorry, it's gonna set your kids up if you
if
do
you
it
do it
right.
right.
Yeah. Ford said, I want to start a business for my daughter while she's young. And when she turns 18, she can run it and put the money earned more into her business. That's my goal. And that's dope because I wanted to
Right.
do the same for my son. But I wasn't able to do it this summer because I was working two jobs. Um, but
You
I
set them
wanted
up
to
to
set
win,
him
bro.
up. I want
You
to
set them
set
up to
both
win.
of them up, before they leave high school. I want to set both of them up with an income and teach them about having a bank account, teach them
The
about
value of a dollar.
managing their money, teach them about
Credit.
saving, teach them about credit before they hit 18 and then credit cards start coming before they get it. Because my parents taught me after I got it.
Shawan
Yeah,
Taylor
that's
in the
not too
building. What's
late.
up with you,
It's
Shawan?
never too late. Hey,
It's never
Shawan,
too
it's
late.
never too late. But so definitely, I feel like we should be thinking, even if we're not rich, we can still. And I've been talking to Quincy about this. I've probably been talking his ear off too much because his head goes back like this again. But I'm just at that point. My son is 14; he'll be 15 this year. My daughter will be 14 in 6 months after that. Yes, we did have them a year and a half apart because Quincy was humping on me. Anyway, the thing is, The thing is that want to set them up in little ways so that they can be better off than me and Quincy were when we were 18. Quincy was already married before he was 18. And then
Oh
as
wow.
I turned 18, I went to, school and I was working and I was like trying to figure life out. And my parents were great and they taught me
I've
a
been
lot of stuff.
I've
But
been giving out grown man dick for a long time. Go ahead.
my parents were going through a lot when between the age when I was becoming 18 to 20 something, they were learning a lot too. So by the time they were done learning, I was in my mid 20s. So I had already made mistakes with my credit and my money, and I had already had kids, and I went through postpartum depression. So it was a lot. So I feel like this time right now at 38 is the time where, and it's everybody's time is different, but is where I'm really my sweet spot where I'm really finna go in and do my due diligence to set up my kids to be better. But
Right.
because they're older, they can actually see me doing it. They can see mommy and daddy grinding. They can walk through the house and hear us talking about business moves. They can hear us on meetings. You know what I mean? So that shows them what to do, how to talk, how to, you know what I'm saying? Not even sweet, really sweet talk people, but you know what I'm saying when you in business and
Schmooze. It's called schmoozing.
schmoozing.
It's called schmoozing. That's what you're doing.
But they can see us have our failures and how we bounce back from it. So of course, I feel like us as adults with kids, our mission is to guide our kids into a better future. We went through the struggle so they can be great, right? And some people be like, well, I went through the struggle, so you need to go through a struggle. And I get where they're coming from, but I don't think it should be a whole struggle. I think they should struggle certain things, but I think as far as money goes, if they need money to do projects or to go to school or to start a business, they should be able to come to mama and daddy and be like, hey, you got to prove to me your research and
Your plan.
everything yeah, what your plan is and what your business plan, show me that. But if you don't know how to draw up a business plan, that's where we have to learn those things so we can teach them.
Right.
You feel
Which
me?
we lining our kids up now. We lining them. My kids are definitely 10 steps ahead of what I was when I was a child at their age. Definitely, major steps ahead.
And TikTok is about to get cut off, y'all.
No, it ain't. They extended it for another
Slowly but
270
surely.
days. They extended it for another 270 days.
Oh, 270 days?
Hmm.
Okay. So, but even if it do get cut off, that's gonna cut off a lot of people's income. A lot of people get paid from TikTok.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm sorry. I went into that real quick. But that's how I feel about the inheritance thing. Did you want to say anything? I thought it was another message. Did you want to say anything else about it? You got another topic you want to bring up?
I definitely do have a topic I want to bring up.
Aight.
Definitely. Chili Bow in the building. What's good with you?
Hey,
Okay,
Philly
y'all coming
bro.
in. Okay, I see y'all. I see y'all. Don't forget to hit the likes and loves, all that stuff right there at the bottom.
Share,
Don't
share,
forget to
share.
hit that and then share, share, share. Please, please do. Definitely.
So
So,
before you go into it, I like to end it. I just now thought about that. I'm sorry, the tequila hit me. I think that I just want to wrap up the whole talk about leaving an inheritance and having stipulation for your kids is this. If
we
we
need to
can
wrap
leave them
up.
financial inheritance, especially for our Black people, marginalized people, let's do that. If you can't leave them money, because you can leave them a life insurance too. Maybe you can't leave them a bunch of money, but get a life insurance. Get something that you can afford. You can get it through a bank. You can get it through pretty much anywhere if you don't, even if you don't have a job, because most jobs have life insurance set up. Let's do something to leave our kids with something more than just a won't. Leave them with a will, not a won't. Leave them with something that they can take on and build upon, and not just monetary, not just money, but leave them with the jewels and the gems to work it themselves. The whole saying, you could teach a man to you can fish. Shit. You can feed a man a fish, and if you don't feed him, no, I'm just like the point is teach them how to fish. teach, teach them how to fish. Don't fish for them. Because if you fish for them, they're just gonna eat for a day. But if you teach them how to fish, they can learn how to eat for a lifetime. I think it goes something like that. But you get the gist of what I'm saying. Let's teach our kids, even if we don't know things, even as adults. When your kids are adults, you can still teach them things. You can still guide them. Let's be better. Let's pass down common sense to our kids. A lot of these people don't have common sense in this life. They really don't.
Common sense ain't so common.
You got Suki Hana talking about how Ray J is sniffing her farts. I'm just saying, it's a wild place. Earth is a wild place.
Is he sniffing her part?
I guess so. He's still married
Man,
to his wife Princess, but he over there sniffing her fart.
my
Suki
son put
Hana.
it in there correctly. Thank you, son.
He said you can feed a man a fish, he eats for one day. You teach a man a fish, he eats for a lifetime. Thank you, son.
Thank you. Cause
Look,
damn.
shut up. I said I'm gonna be one of them old people that always get the sayings wrong. But it don't matter. I said I heard about the fortune.
What fortune cookie?
Oh man, he probably heard that saying from the fortune cookie.
Oh.
But yeah, let's just be better for our kids, man. We talk about the future, but us, and if you don't have kids, you have nieces, nephews, cousins, you have friends with kids, you can feed into them. What I like to do is when I'm around my nieces or nephews, I pour into them. I pour into them and I tell them how not just beautiful or handsome they are. I tell them how smart they are, how proud I am of them. I ask them what they're doing and I give them a little advice. If I have any advice on or any knowledge, I pour into them. Even if they have parents that pour into them, you pour into them too. Because sometimes kids don't hear stuff from their parents. It go in one ear and out the other. Like, oh, you're just saying that because you love me. Oh, you just saying that because you want me to do this or that and the other because I'm your kid. But when other people outside of them, even family, be like, I love you, you're beautiful, you're intelligent, you can do this, or I'm proud of you, or this is what you're doing, or what you into, it really motivates them.
Right.
It sticks with them. What you want to say, Devin? You going on
So
to your next subject?
moving on to the next subject. Don't forget if you're already in here to like and love the Full Cup podcast, please do. This is our last Tuesday show. We will no longer be doing shows on Tuesday. On Tuesday. We will no longer be doing shows on Tuesday. We have other stuff going on, other business ventures and everything else that we have going on. So we got to
So
spread the days out.
So we will have still men's mental health Mondays
Mondays,
for Quincy and 50 Capone. We'll still have Thursdays with me and Quincy gonna have Saturday slappers.
Saturday night slappers.
Yeah,
We'll definitely have that. But if something comes up, we might. You never know. We might jump
you
on
know,
some one day or another. We
pop
might
out
pop
show
up.
me.
One time. Dun, 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 dun. Uh, anyway, so my question for tonight. This is a question off my head. Should a woman arrive in a relationship in her soft girl era, or should the man have to put her in her soft girl era? So should she arrive ready for a relationship, in her era to be with her man, or should he have to make sure that she's in that era for the relationship to continue?
That's a good question, Quincy Jones.
Right, it is.
um, while people thinking about the question, I'm gonna say this. I have heard stories of married people who got together and the man brought out her softness or her soft girl era or her feminine energy, and showed her that he was the masculine energy in her life and that he was going to be able to be there for her in the ways that she hasn't been, nobody has been there for her. So it brought out her feminine energy. And then I've heard stories of a woman who have found that while she was single and got with a man because she attracted him with her feminine energy because she had been working on it. So her feminine energy she worked on, she attracted the masculine energy that she needed.
So, second part to that question: should a woman have to bring the masculine energy out of a man, or should he already have it when he's dealing with the woman?
I ain't heard no stories about that.
I'm asking because
Not me.
it has. I know. Most women have it.
I ain't heard no. I mean, but that doesn't mean that it's not out there. There's
That's
women
why I'm
that
asking
get
the
with
question.
men. There's women that get with men that bring out the good in a man. The way that there's men that get with women and bring out the good in her or the
I didn't say
softness in
bringing out
her.
the good. I didn't say bringing out the good. I said the
Oh, okay.
feminine. I
I'm
said,
sorry. Well,
yeah.
not good. I
Miss
mean,
Poppins in the building. What's good with you?
hey,
So
Miss
the
Nappy.
question that we have right now is: should a woman arrive in a relationship with her feminine energy or her soft girl era when she gets into the relationship, or should a man have to guide her into that? The second part of that question is: should a man arrive with his masculine energy into the relationship, or should a woman have to guide him into his masculine energy?
Okay, I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick.
Go ahead. I definitely want to know this. I want to get some answers out of y'all. Please, 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 please. I see it's a lot of y'all in here. Somebody answer and say something because I want to know. I want to know where the accountability lies. Because I hear a lot of people saying this is what they want for a relationship, but should the person arrive that way, or should you bring that out of them, or should let me know. Either way, I see it's nobody answering though. I gotta stop asking the tough questions. Nobody? Damn. I gotta get a group of people that's gonna talk. Nobody gonna answer this? Uh Miss Moppin said, I arrive very feminine and end up leaving a real nigga. That's your bad. That's who you pick. I'm not
Wait,
but
wait,
nobody
wait.
I'm saying
First of all, that's hilarious.
that's your bad.
She said I leave a real nigga, but not even that. I think that is more so, yes, the people that we pick to deal with. The people that we pick, if you keep picking the same person, this is for men or women. If you keep picking the same person that brings out the bad in you, or as a woman, bring out the masculine, the nigga in you over and over, at some point you got to say, hey, this is not a person that's bringing out this energy in me. And then you have to make a decision on if you're going to keep messing with them.
Nobody's
But
answering the question.
Max said, I'm going back to Mac a lot. F these chicks. Listen, no. No, that's the thing that everybody feels like that. Women feel like that. Men feel like that. Like when they've been through a relationship or two, back to back, whatever, and they feel like, hey, this is not working out. I'm gonna tell you this. When I
So Miss
when I met Quincy, I was already done dealing with dudes. I had already put in my mind I was done. Like, this is it. Like, I had wrote in my diary at the time, because I've always had a journal or a diary, and I wrote in the back of it all of the things I wanted in a man.
mm-hmm.
And uh he didn't hit all of them. No, but he hit majority of them, and he hit the important ones. And he came out of nowhere. Quincy did. It was when I said, I'm done. Like, I don't want to date no more. I'm tired of niggas. These niggas is crazy. Crazy. I had almost joined a poly relationship with another man and woman. Like, it was crazy. I was like, nah, I just can't do this. I guess this is just, I'm gonna focus on me and my life, and then God. put Quincy in my life. Like, look
And
at
this was before me, so y'all can't say I put pussy on her brain. She just told y'all she was willing to do that before me. So
all
for
right.
everybody that be
I'm not gonna keep going on that.
no, you said it, they gonna say all
The
right.
kids be on here. Quincy is them be on here, man. It's different
Well,
this time around.
then we
It's
got to
different
block
this
them
time
then.
around. Nah, babe. Um, okay, so Tanika said, "My not my bad, they're bad." It says, "Say it,
So it
T."
was all their fault. Having trouble believing that. But go ahead. She said, "Say it, T," and I get it, but y'all still ain't answered the question. Nobody has answered the question yet. I asked the question, and there's that we've tap danced around it, but nobody's answered it.
This is true. So I'm gonna say this. I was a real nigga. I had some feminine energy about me, but I was a real nigga when I met you. I was doing shit to niggas that niggas do to women.
No, you was just
When I
doing
met
bitch
you,
shit. Like it wasn't you didn't have like a
not
masculine
to
energy
you,
about you.
Quincy, obviously, but I'm
What
saying you
you
don't like what I was doing to other dudes before I met you, and
oh,
so
okay. Even when you describe it though, you wasn't doing like masculine shit. I'm just letting you know. You were just doing shit that women that don't want to be around, be tossed around a little bit. That's what you was doing.
that's what I was doing.
Like
Okay.
you was dealing
Um,
with this. I'm not listen. You was said you was dealing with this dude, or you would talk to whoever you wanted to. That's not really masculine. That's just
I'm
you
not
moving
talking about
around.
that. I'm talking about just as general, how I talked to them, how I dealt with them, not just talking to whoever I wanted to talk to. But when I met you, uh, it was a thing like where the whole thing where I would get mad and want to big face you or go off on you, or I was quick to go off on dudes. And so being in that masculine energy versus my feminine energy, like I don't need to do all that. I can just be laid back. Okay, you got it. I don't need to be arguing with no dude. Or once I have a man, that's who would step in, not me. You know what I'm saying? Stepping in and doing whatever. Or even in relationships, when we talk about bringing out the feminine and the masculine, bringing out the feminine also with a woman is not uh her having to buck up and go off on you, like buck up and act like a nigga and be like a nigga to you, instead of her just coming to you as a woman and being like, hey, this is what I'm feeling, or this is what's bothering me, and y'all being able to talk about it versus you doing not you as in you, but as a guy, doing something and making her buck up and have to be nigga-ish, having to guard her heart, having to put her guard on like a dude when dudes is dealing with other dudes. That I think that's one of the main things when we talk about women and having the nigga energy or the nigga energy, the masculine energy versus feminine energy.
Okay,
I'm being more
that's fair.
softer, but not to say that I'm not going to say my feelings, but I'm going to say I'm now in my feminine energy. I'm going to relay my emotions and how I feel to you in a softer way, in a more respectable way, in a way where I know you'll come back and you'll talk to me. Because a masculine energy really is not a disrespectful energy.
At all. So
A
you
masculine
became more
energy is
emotionally
taking
intelligent.
control. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you became
taking
more
control.
emotionally intelligent. That
And
has nothing to do with
yes,
being
and
masculine or feminine.
right. And I hate to say it like that, but yes, in a masculine energy, it is being more emotional intelligence, because when you're more emotional intelligent, whoever it is takes control of the situation. When the person
Okay.
that's more emotionally intelligent, and speaking from a man to a woman, women are more emotional than men, or should be, or usually it is, not should be, but usually it is. So if a man is more logical and he's supposed to be more masculine, he's supposed to be more structured and emotionally intelligent and be like, you know what, I'm clocking what she giving right now, her energy, and I love her, and I'm a chill, but I'm gonna control the situation in a more demure, nah, in a more, you know what I'm saying, controlled manner. So yes, a lot of times the whole thing with the feminine energy is women wanting to feel like I can be soft in how I say things and how I express myself, and know that you're not going to come back and take advantage of it or make me have to buck up because you're disrespecting me.
Okay. So, okay, I'm still looking for an answer for my question. So, I just need somebody to answer the question. I understand that we keep talking around it. I understand that. I understand what should be, what shouldn't be, emotional intelligence. I get that, and we've discussed all of that. The question that I asked still at hand: should a woman arrive in her feminine energy, or should a man have to bring it out? Or, and the same thing, vice versa: should a man arrive in his masculine energy, or should a woman have to bring it out? That's that's all I was asking. That's what that's the answer I'm trying to get. I understand all the logic behind it. I understand, what comes into play. I get that. I guess this is my masculine energy taking control. You all right?
Yes.
Okay, I think I see you over there coughing like you at a bar. He said, "And
Shut
another
up.
motherfucking thing." You said, "I'm in my feminine energy." But Doc,
First of all, smoking has nothing to do with being in your feminine energy.
oh,
Okay?
but it does. Oh, but it does. Smoking is a
Wow, no, it
masculine thing.
doesn't.
Smoking is a masculine thing.
Is it? So is
Yes.
cursing a masculine thing too?
Yes.
Oh wow, that's
It is,
real
but I'm not. But
bullshit.
I'm not.
Now that's some
I'm
bullshit.
okay. But I'm not. I'm not talking about. I'm not saying what is and what ain't. I'm saying how should you arrive in the Should you arrive in a relationship ready, or should you arrive in a relationship to be repaired or to be worked on? There's things you're gonna work on. You're gonna get shaped and molded to how that person wants you anyway. I get that. But should you arrive, fixed, or should you arrive to where somebody has to repair you and put that back in you? Like, and I'm asking for both sides. Should a man arrive in his masculine energy, or should the woman bring the masculine energy out of him? There, we can ask it that way because I see the women ain't gonna answer. Should a man arrive in his masculine energy, or should the woman bring it out of him?
Until somebody answers,
I
I'm gonna
know
say this.
you want to stay
I'm gonna say
safe.
this.
Go ahead.
No. Not say safe. I'm gonna say this. That everybody's situation is different, and some people, uh, some people are built to heal their partner, whether you're a man or a woman, to help heal, not you heal by yourself, but to help assist along the healing of your partner. Some
Thank you,
people,
son.
they, some people can't, some people are already good when they meet somebody else and they're pretty much good, but everybody has baggage, whether you have a lot or a little bit. We're just as people, we're just hoping that you didn't worked on it to where it's only a little bit of baggage I gotta work with you on, because a whole bunch of baggage I can't deal with because I just dealt with a person with a bunch of baggage, or I just dealt with myself with a bunch of baggage. So but everybody brings some type of baggage to it, and it just depends on who's your person. That's just your journey. It's a personal thing. I think that some people need somebody, God sends along a partner that brings out what they need to be brought out. And I think that some people, God gives them that partner that's already then worked on majority of their baggage and healed or whatever, to bring out the masculine and feminine on their own, because he knew that you couldn't go through no extra. So I just think it's individual. That's all.
Okay.
Quincy said, get yourself right first before getting with someone. And I believe that. We all believe that, but we are all a work in progress. We are all healing from either past child trauma, or if you had a good childhood, then most likely you didn't ran into people who took advantage of your loving heart, of your trusting heart and nature. And now you're going through repairing that.
Okay. I get it. So Still no answer. Okay. I think
You mean you still no
uh
answer from the? Because I didn't give you an answer.
not really. Uh you really
I
didn't.
did.
I
I
think I
said
think
that
no, you said it's different strokes for different folks. That's what you went into. And I get that. I get what you're saying. I
it
totally
is.
get it.
We can't do
And
a blanket situation for
I'm
everybody.
not I'm asked okay, but okay, so I get it. I this is now I completely understand. I got the exact answers I thought I was gonna get from asking this question, and nobody gave me an straightforward
They said my name's
except
Jay and I ain't in
except
it. They
except
don't.
my son, except
A
my
lot of
son.
people
My
don't
son,
know how to answer this because they probably going through their own shit.
and I understand that, but on your so your opinion doesn't matter. Like your opinion still isn't your opinion. Like you don't know if somebody should arrive, how they should arrive. Like when coming into a relationship, if you coming into something, should you arrive a certain way? If you know you're getting ready to get into a relationship, like I don't think I don't think the question is really for men because men are expected to arrive in masculine energy.
But they're not. They don't always. So it is
I
for
didn't say
men.
I know, but men, it's not a question about men arriving or getting built up to be masculine. They gonna think, no, he should be masculine already. And this is what majority of women think. If I'm dealing with a man, he should be masculine already, right?
Right, and men feel
And
like the
dealing
same way with women, baby. So people are already expecting a certain thing from men and women, especially in this era. They're expecting either they're optimists and they expect them to have what the opposite sex is supposed to, or whoever they're dating, the same sex, their partner who they're dating is
that's
coming with anyways, or they're a pessimist because they've been through shit. And so they say, well, I expect everybody to not be whole or to cheat on me or to lie to me or not treat me how I want to be treated, talk to me crazy, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we can't do a blanket statement. I wish more people would have came through with different point of views. But I know, just looking into the world, you can't do a blanket statement on everybody because everybody feels differently about relationships and love and how to treat each other, how to raise kids, all that. Miss Mopin said, I answer, I arrive feminine, but how I leave is on them. That's what she's saying. So how she leaves them is on them. How she arrives and try to be with them is in a feminine energy.
absolutely. Okay, absolutely. That's the perfect
So
answer.
to me, okay, Miss Mopin. So the can I ask you this? When you are with somebody, do you expect him to have that masculine energy, whether you're being feminine or not? That would be the more direct question. And even for me, for the vice versa. So I'm asking a woman to a man, so a man to a woman. Uh, do you expect a woman to come for men with a feminine energy, even if you know that because there's a good masculinity and there's a toxic masculinity. And there's a good feminine, and we don't talk about this a lot, but there's a toxic feminine energy too. Because the toxic feminine energy says, I don't we don't need no man, we don't want no man. And that's cool if you don't want to be single and you're happy being single. But some point in your life, even if he's not romantic, you need some type of male energy in your life. A father, an uncle, a brother, a nephew, somebody, a grown nephew, cousin, somebody that has a male influence, because that is just how we are as human beings. The male needs the female, whether it's romantic or friendship or
Because of
family.
course I have enough kids.
Uh-uh. I'm done.
I rest my case. I rest my. I got the. Thank y'all. I got the answers I needed. Uh, I want a man, not a hoe. That that, that has nothing. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. I still, I get what you're saying. You have any other questions, babe?
I mean, I was gonna bring up the whole thing about are you willing to be celibate because of the
Oh, go
red
ahead.
man
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah,
Do
go
you have
ahead.
something?
Go ahead. No, no, go ahead.
Okay. Um. Okay, but wait. I still had a little bit more to say about the whole feminine
No, no,
and
go ahead.
masculine energy.
Go
Do
ahead.
you think? How do you feel about the masculine energy? About do you think there's toxic masculinity?
Yeah, I think there's toxic people. I think people can be toxic. I think they can sway anything for it to be toxic. I believe you can go extreme on any point on anywhere, and it can be toxic. Some people can be toxic Christians, even when they go into church. So
The extreme.
yeah, yeah, they extreme. So I believe anything can be toxic when it's done to the extreme. Absolutely. There's toxic shit on every spectrum, every fucking spectrum. You can be toxic. You can be toxic even loving somebody too much. You can be toxic hating somebody too much. It's like you can be toxic in almost any on every spectrum in life.
Yeah, Tanika said, "I want a man, not a hoe." I said, yes, yeah. I think everybody want a person and not the hoe of them, unless you being a hoe, unless they're being a hoe with you. Um, I definitely feel like too love can be toxic to the or loving somebody too much can be toxic not just towards them but towards yourself
Right.
because now you ignoring all the signs of that person not really loving you, or even if they love you, they're not treating you well. Love doesn't cover people not treat the person that you're supposed to be with, or anybody. It don't cover them not treating you well over and over and over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, you forgive and you move on and you work on it and da 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 da. But over and over and over again, nah, it don't cover that. As I said, single sounds better and better.
You're in a relationship.
So basically, smothering. No, nobody needs to smother anybody
Right. Well, Miss Muffins, you in a relationship. How does single sound better and better?
because if that relationship is not doing well, then obviously single sounds better.
Uh, uh, Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm
Let's
trying
see.
not
If
to
you
get
done
no
left me
facial
some,
expression or nothing.
if you done left
Absolutely,
me
sir.
some,
You
but
said what?
no, I said, is you done left me some in there?
Left you some what? Alcohol?
Some tequila.
Oh, it's plenty. Look,
Uh, no. But definitely. I think anything that you do too much is, on the scale is going to definitely be toxic.
except
It has
fellatio.
to have balance. So that's why I was saying earlier, even if you don't have a spouse, a male friend or female friend, whatever the opposite sex, always brings the balance. You don't have to be in a relationship with them to bring that balance.
This girl said being single sounds better. How you gonna say that you in a relationship? That's toxic.
Toxic.
I don't know that song, but
I don't. I just made it up. Once you
are you
shut
not
up.
okay? Something coming for the charts?
All right. So me and you talked about Redman's video on Instagram, where he was talking about for the last 2.5 years, he has been celibate from sex and smoking weed. Now, if you know Redman and Method Man, you know that they smokes. Okay, always has and always will. Well, Redman not until 2.5 years ago. Um, what do y'all think? So he did this for 2.5 years because he wanted to be better. He was going through a 7-year divorce. Ended up he was in a relationship as well, and that didn't end well 3 years ago. So just trying to be better. What do you guys think about giving up your crutches? Giving up the things that you get over on life with, like drinking, smoking, I don't know, eating, overeating, because we all need to eat, but overeating, just different things like that. Like, do you think that you're willing to give things up?
Anything that's gonna help with life, I'm willing to give up. I don't know about pussy though.
And that's where the thing is that why is it so hard for a lot of people to give up sex?
I
It's
don't
not
know. I don't know
forever.
what a lot. I know. I don't know about a lot of people. I just know about Quincy. That's all I know about is me. I don't. That's it. Like I've been having sex since I was a young buck. Like young nigga. I'm about to be 42 this year, and I've been going straight through it.
Yes, Quincy said too much of anything is bad. It's self-discipline. It is, and that's what the thing is that I always say to myself. Everybody always says that self-discipline, like your better life is on the other side of you being self-disciplined.
It is. To Miss Hoppin said relationship. Nigga got a possible on the way. Y'all still together though, right? Just put on that usher and wait till the baby get here.
These are
That's
my
all you can do.
confessions.
You still with him. You still with him. Y'all still together. What's the point? You in a relationship.
This is my thing. My mom taught me, even before like I got married, is that if you are going to be with somebody and forgive them, then or if you're going to continue to be with them through everything, then you got to go ahead and forgive them and just ride the wave. If not, if you can't forgive them, if you're gonna keep bringing it up, if you can't go through with it, if it's tearing you down, then you can't. Then just you gotta not be with them.
Whew. That's deep.
So back in the day, it used to be a lot of women who were okay with their husband or their man having a family with them and being with them for 3 months, 4 months, and then going stay somewhere else for another 3, 4 months, coming back 3, 4 months, like back and forth with families. And that was
That's
cool and
because
that worked out.
houses used to be $25,000 and bills was cheap. Niggas that made $10 an hour back then, they would have been like, you know what? I can afford y'all.
You
Let's-
stupid, not 10, not for two families.
if you made $20 an hour back in the day when it was cheap like that, you
Balling.
was the man. So he was like, "Hey, I got y'all. Don't even trip. So what? We got it."
Hey, $100 an hour right now is barely making it in some places. Some doctors is struggling. You hear me? Some lawyers is struggling. So single sounds better. And it might and if it do, then it do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta cut your losses. Sometimes there is no getting that, you know, uh closure. There is no
Hey,
getting
Miss
no
Miss
closure.
Moppin,
Sometimes you have to
let's
you
I
gotta be okay with the unfinished endings and messy conclusions and the words left unsaid.
you said he wouldn't forgive you if you did it, but on your lives, man, you stated some crazy shit that you did. That he's back with you now,
But she ain't had no baby on that name.
nigga.
Said that is didn't I say that yesterday for men's health when y'all was talking about how women will stay with a man for stability if he has money versus he don't, like it's the same thing, like every and I said every person has a thing they'll stay for, and
Yeah,
it's the same thing. Men will not
that's
stay
true.
for an outside baby. I would say most men will not stay for an outside baby. You'll find way more women who will stay with the man, even if they got mad and they separated for a minute. They gonna get back together, and she gonna be with him, and he gonna have that outside baby.
Okay, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel.
And then when women don't want to stand for it, then they be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like looking down at her, like, oh, you ain't gonna stay, you ain't gonna hold them down. No,
No,
I don't
that's a
care if you married
manipulation
and
thing.
got kids. If
That's
you
a
don't want to
manipulation
stay,
thing. That is a
if you don't know,
manipulation
if you
thing.
don't want to stay, then don't stay. If you feel like y'all could work it out, maybe it was a situation. This is my whole thing. A one time thing, maybe, and I say maybe real slim, 2 time thing. Uh, then maybe we can get through it. But if it's an ongoing thing or a multiple times, multiple people, whether it's cheating or having a long relationship or having kids, like nah. Because at some point, now you just playing in my face because you know I love you and I want to stay or I want to make our
Poppins, you
family.
mean you're not being feminine for a hoe? Fuck that. You're gonna be masculine for one, I promise you. You mean you're not being feminine for a hoe?
Yeah. No. At some point though, you gotta pick you. You gotta pick you. I'm
That's
not saying
true.
that you don't forgive people if you see a change behavior, but if you don't see change behavior, then at some point you gotta say, hey, it's me or you. And I'm not gonna go crazy for nobody. I'm not gonna kill somebody and now I'm in prison for the rest of my life away from my kids. Because that's probably where I would take it personally. I probably would end up going to jail, Quincy pressing charges on me. And
Nah,
now
ooh,
I'm
Mr.
doing
and Mrs. Smith,
25 to life. Nah.
I don't believe in calling the police. We finna have a shootout.
Yeah, like Mrs. and Miss Mr. and Mrs. Jones.
Yeah,
I
we finna
mean
have a
Jones
shootout.
Smith, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the movie.
Yeah,
But
man, we
no,
finna
you
be
know what I'm
the
saying?
whole
I'm
night.
not doing it. My mental health is everything. I want to enjoy life. I came into this life by myself. I was me before I met you. And if we don't work out, I'm gonna be me still.
So, Miss Moppins, you said paying everything and putting up with BS don't mix. So you paying for everything?
I'll be right back.
Go ahead, babe. You paying for everything, Moppins? Paying for everything and putting up with BS, but how long you been paying for everything? Let me help me understand how long you been paying for everything. Because if you've been doing this and it ain't changed, but I mean, I just I I have a different way of thinking, and I'm not hating on nobody relationship, man, because I don't want nobody to be like, oh man, nigga cute, telling my girl to leave me. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just asking questions for the statements that she given. She said, "Yep, big dummy." And you still with this nigga, and you said he got a possible on the way. I can't, I ain't, and I can't. I can't. I mean, that's a decision you chose to make, mommy. I mean, and that's just me being 1,000 with you. If you was gonna leave, you would have been gone. And I hope it work out for y'all. Trying to be solid, he had to go though. Hey, man, however you feel, I'm not gonna. Thank you, baby. I'm not gonna, judge your situation because I don't know. You know, I'm not. I can't. She said no. She said, "Nah, I'm single." Okay, you single then. There you go. Maybe you should start dating girls or something. Maybe that'll work for you. Start
No,
dating
no,
women.
no, no. It's not
Why you
about
say
dating
no?
girls. Because
I'm,
why start dating somebody? She don't like females. She said that in the last live.
oh,
She
I
don't
don't
like
remember. I'm just
females.
saying because man, you paying for everything. You about to have a kid that be had. You say you got a kid on you. Like man, like that sounds fucking horrible.
No, I think more so everybody go through hard times. They go through bad relationships, sometimes bad marriages. Hey, there's something outside of that. I just came back what happened. Shut up, Jamie. um, we were talking about Quincy asked the question. Oh, okay. So Once he asked a question, it went into Miss Moppins. We were talking about what she was. We were responding to what she was saying, and Miss Moppins definitely. I want you to ask the question again, babe. But definitely, definitely, you have to do what's best for you. And sometimes we need to take a break from people and a break from dating and like really tune into what we want and what we need than to date back with the nigga or the woman that was doing us wrong.
Maybe you should date a white guy.
Nah, maybe you gotta just stop picking the same dude. It doesn't matter if he white, black, Asian, whatever.
Maybe Asian.
Taco,
Maybe Asian.
nacho, chimichanga. Uh,
Fuck it, hey.
I'm sorry. That's a video I just sent my Quincy and the kids. It's too funny. Anyways, uh, sometimes it doesn't matter who it is. It's the same person. But ask your question again, babe.
Hey, so the question I asked was, should a woman come to a relationship in her feminine energy, or should a Michelle Childress in the building? Should a woman come to a relationship in her feminine energy, or should the man put her there, and vice versa? Should the man show up in his masculine energy, or should the woman help put him there? I want y'all to answer both sides. Don't just answer for one. We're gonna see some accountability tonight. We're gonna see some accountability. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're
So
gonna see. Quincy,
I
don't you arrive. Quincy, don't you say nothing else. Don't you answer no more questions, Quincy. We got
so that's my that's what I'm saying. But I said earlier, this was my rebuttal to that, or not rebuttal, but my answer to it is that there are some people who are healed and already in their feminine or masculine energy when they meet their person, and there are some people that are not, and they meet somebody who is a healing spirit that pulls that out of them.
in this day we have to help each
Damn,
other.
let's make
Y'all
the
are
song.
not
The
answering
children.
the mother. Y'all refuse to answer the question. I
Jamie said,
understand
in
what
this
y'all
day,
feel.
we have to help each other.
Okay, I get that. I get helping each other. Great. You're supposed to. When you get in a relationship, you're supposed to help each other. That's not what I'm asking. Nobody answers the question. Nobody. Nobody answered. I'm asking one question, and I can't get nobody to answer. When arriving in a relationship, should a woman arrive in her feminine energy, or should the man put her in her feminine energy by dealing with him? And the same thing goes for the fellas. When a man arrives in his relationship, should he arrive in his masculine energy, or should he have to be put in his masculine energy by the woman? That's it. That's all I'm
Jamie
asking.
said, most of us come from a single parent household and are missing a lot of knowledge. We have to grow.
And I understand that. That is beautiful. That's a beautiful statement. I'm
So
asking
that's
you
why
this.
I said, and she said, you expect a yes or no. And that's what
Yeah,
I'm
no,
saying.
I'm
He
asking. It's not a
expected.
yes or no. It's should you arrive when you arrive in a relationship? Should you rely? Should you arrive in your masculine energy? Okay, we're gonna just ask it just for the fellas. Should a man arrive in his masculine energy, or should a woman have to help him get to his masculine energy? We're not even gonna ask for the ladies no more because not gonna get an answer. So we're gonna ask for the fellas.
You ain't gonna get
We're
an
gonna
answer
ask
from the men.
a man should arrive in his masculine energy. You should arrive ready to be in a relationship. You should arrive. You should arrive that way. You should arrive to where nobody has to do a whole bunch of shit to fix you.
Did you arrive like that?
I didn't arrive in feminine energy.
Did you arrive in an energy to where you didn't have to do, like, I didn't have, as a partner, I didn't have to do anything
All right.
to assist you in you
I
growing?
said you did. I'm not saying were you going to assist me into my growing once we got into a relationship. I didn't say I arrived 100% ready and everything. I said masculine energy as far as wanting to be a man and wanting to do for my family and what a man should do. Did I have flaws? You said that when you got with me. Yes, I checked off most of the boxes. Most of them that was important. That's exactly what I said. When I arrived into the relationship, I arrived in masculine energy. That's exactly what I said. I didn't. When you arrived in a relationship, you arrived in feminine energy. You didn't arrive acting like a nigga. You had some stuff that you were going through because of what you went through. I get that. Everybody has baggage, like you said before. All I'm asking is, when you arrive to a relationship, should you arrive in the correct energy, or should somebody have to build that energy into you? That's it. So somebody have to make sure. Should somebody have to make sure to tell me that I'm a man?
It happens. It happens. It
Okay,
happens more than people want to talk about or admit that when you arrive, most people are broken, man or woman. They're
Jamie, finally
broken.
plugging into this.
They're not in their right energy. Now, there are some cases where people are in that energy, but they are the smaller amount. So that's why I
I
said there's no blanket statement. There's no yes or no,
thank you,
because
Jamie.
there's been
Jamie gave it
people
to
who
us.
hold on. There's no yes or no for everybody
Took all night.
because uh like I said earlier, there's been scenarios where women have ran into men who helped them and healed them to be in the feminine energy they're in, and vice versa. There's been women who help men be in the energy and have the confidence, because it's also about confidence. It's not so when we. That's why I was saying earlier when it was a little bit more less people, and I was saying that it's it goes more it's more than just being oh, I'm feminine or I'm masculine. Like, it's more than just that. It's the thing you bring from the masculinity, it's the thing you bring from the feminine energy, for when they come together to make it what it is.
Okay,
But everybody has some issues, everybody has whatever, you know what I'm saying. Anyway,
okay. I
uh
totally get it.
James said no one gets put there. Should we? Yes. Do we? Most don't.
I do.
Um, she- and then she was said Build a Bear. Jay said T has so much to say. I do about this. I do have so much to say about the masculine versus the feminine energy, because I think that a lot of people get it confused what that even means or entails. It's like um so masculine or femininity is a word that I look at as love. There's so many things that go into love, not just a feeling, not just saying I love you, but love entails honesty, communication, loyalty, forgiveness, mercy, and grace. Like, you know what I'm saying? It entails commitment. It entails so many different things. And the same thing with female or feminine energy versus masculine energy. Masculine energy brings a structure. Masculine energy can be also kind and loving. It's masculine energy is when we say it for women, we say it like, oh, they're rah rah and they're being negative. We make masculinity a negative thing, and it's not a negative thing.
Okay,
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a woman so much being a masculine energy as her being negative.
okay.
But all right, I'm tired of this shit. Cheers,
I'm
Mona.
I'm trying not to have no facial expressions or nothing. I'm listening. I'm listening to listen, and I get it. I got my answer though. I trust me. I got my answer. I got the answer I wanted because nobody sent that question in. I asked it. I got my answer.
So, what do you feel about men and women? You didn't say your
I
feels
did.
on it.
I said it a long time ago.
You said that a man and a woman should arrive feminine and masculine
You should
already.
arrive. You should arrive with the energy you need to arrive with to be in that relationship. You should arrive in a masculine form to where there's a lot of things that you're gonna have to deal with. There's a lot of things where you're gonna have to shut up sometimes. There's a lot of places you're gonna have to take control. She should arrive in her feminine energy. It's just period, and it doesn't have to mean negative. If a woman is masculine, hey, she masculine, then that's not the energy for you. I'm saying when it comes to being in a relationship, when you arrive in that relationship, nobody should have to make sure that you're masculine. Nobody, I shouldn't have to make sure that you're feminine. I shouldn't have to be like, oh, I have to do all this in order for her to be this for me. When we coming together to be something for each other, we can build on that. We can build on that once we get together. But we can't build on I'm a man and I got feminine energy, so now we both dealing with shit hella emotional and it's crazy. It shouldn't be that. Now, do arguments happen? Yes. Do fights and shit happen? Yes. Do people lose their temper? Yes. Do a woman get rah rah sometimes? Yes. I'm not saying that that's not going to come with a relationship. But when you arrive to the relationship, you have to arrive willing to play your role. You have to arrive knowing that you need to be the masculine energy for this woman, like she has to be the feminine energy for you. But gay people or whatever, people do a lot. So
No, and also too, what is masculine and feminine? Because you have men who stay home, you have women who work, you have women who work and make more or work more. You have women who work two jobs and the man work one. You have women who they so are they in the masculine and he's in the feminine
no,
because of
no,
that? No, it's
you breaking
outside of huh?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say so it's outside of that those things. So, like that's why I was trying to get specific examples from you of what a masculine energy woman does. If it's not about the rah rah, if her not being strong is not it, if her working and helping provide or whatever is not it, then what makes her masculine?
Moving as a man, doing things to where you are stepping into a man's place, the same way I shouldn't be stepping into a woman's place. But then again, I have an old school thinking of how relationships go. A lot of people don't, and I respect that. I just want to get an answer on how should you arrive in your relationship, not are you not going to build on that? You wouldn't have wanted to be with me if I didn't arrive to you in a masculine energy. As a man, like I wouldn't want to be with you if you didn't arrive to me as a woman. You arrived to me smelling like a woman, dressing, looking pretty like a woman. Things that you did, were feminine. You were doing things that were feminine, looking pretty. Those type of things. It was things that I was doing that you like. As a man. So
So
that
it's
that's
not my
what I'm
personality.
No, I liked your personality, but I liked you because you what I wanted in a woman and the feminine traits that you had. That's why I liked you. I got to know you and your personality after coming into the relationship. You could have had feminine traits, and after a while, I could have been like, you know what, her personality ain't for me. You could have had a different type of feminine personality period that I didn't like. Not
I
the
get
sense
it.
of or let me see, how can I say, uh masculine trait, smoking is a masculine trait, whether people want to believe it or not. Hawking and spitting is a masculine trait, but that
Well,
doesn't
call
mean that.
me a nigga because
but but no,
I'm
but
gonna hawk and spit and I'm gonna smoke.
and you gonna and you like
And
bitches.
so why doesn't that
So
turn you
as
off?
you being
If that's a
because it
masculine trait.
because it's not because you have masculine traits. You weren't fully masculine. It wasn't that you have brothers. You have a majority brothers and a dad, and you were a tomboy growing up. So I get some of your traits. I get that. Like that's not the problem. You didn't arrive, and you like. But we got our kid on here,
It has nothing
so
to do with that. Go ahead.
it doesn't.
No, because you could be a femme. You could be a
He
femme
said
and
all
like
he said was appearance. No, that's not all I said, Jamie. I swear you're not listening. I just
no,
said the
because
way that
that's
you
why
said.
I asked about personality, babe. You kind of did. You really kind of
Babe,
did.
when
That's
I
why I
when I
asked
first
about.
when I first seen you, I knew nothing about your personality. All I did was see you.
No,
Nobody
I get
knows
it.
anybody.
Okay.
Nobody knows anybody's personality when they first see them. When they first get together, I don't know if your personality is great or you're funny. I just see you. That's all I can do. I can't look at you and be like, "Oh, personality is this, credit score is this." blood type is this. I don't look at you. You can't do
I don't
that when
even
you
know my
initially see
blood type.
somebody.
I think I'm an O.
Yeah, I'm just
But
saying, but that's asinine. That makes no sense when you first see somebody. All you see is appearance. That's what you're
no, I get
attracted
it.
to.
I get it.
And then once you start talking to them, then I'm saying that, and that's what I'm saying. When you meet, you didn't come. When I seen you, you didn't come across as a masculine chick. I didn't see you out there like fuck niggas and I got this shit, nigga. I didn't see you as that. You was
I
talking, you
know.
was laughing, like so. I didn't know. And then when I got to know you, like your personality, I was like, oh man, she's funny and she's smart. She kind of witty. She has a passionate heart about this. It was other things that I was rocking with, like okay, okay, and then it built into that. It built into what we had. But when anybody initially sees anybody, you can't look at me. You looked at me and you thought I was me. You was like, man, this nigga beat women when you
No,
first
I didn't think
seen me.
you beat women, but when I seen you first, I was like, oh, this nigga's mean. But
See,
but I knew that you like me, so I was like, he mean and he looking at me. I don't know what to take from that. Is he gonna rape me? No, I'm
is
just
this
joking.
nigga funny? Is he gonna rape me,
Take me home. No,
yeah, but it's
I
it's
met him
crazy to think.
kicking it with my brother. But this
Yeah,
is the
but
thing.
it's crazy to think that
Masculinity
I
and
would
femininity
know.
doesn't always mean physical. So, uh,
It doesn't.
you wait. So you can be a feminine woman and be masculine when you talk or how you handle your emotions.
Yes,
That's what it is. How you handle your emotions, how you handle people. That is what is your masculine or feminine energy. I know studs that are feminine because that's how how they take, how they answer things, how they process things, how they react to things. The same way I
Jackie
know
said she
studs who are
loves
more
black men and you
masculine
can feel it.
energy on how.
I knew she liked niggas. I knew she loved some niggas. I knew that.
But anyways, but how there's studs that I know that they have the more masculine energy, like how they do things, how they think, how they talk, how they respond to things, and it's the same
Yeah,
thing with feminine women. Uh, some women are feminine women, and they feminine, and their personality is feminine and how they deal with things, and some are masculine, but they're feminine on the outside. So it's not about the physical. Everybody, man or woman, you have both energies, first of all. Every
right.
woman has a masculine and a feminine,
I
and
just need
every
us some
man has
niggas
a
that can be
masculine and a
dominant.
feminine. That is what we are made of. That's our mother and our father. It takes an egg and a sperm, a male and a female, to make a child.
Right.
And so, in order to do that, it's going to have both traits. Now,
Just
depending
every
on
one gonna
normally
be
what your
dominant.
gender determined is, you usually have for women more estrogen and men more testosterone. But we also know in saying this that there are a lot of people who are not the normal. So there's women who have more testosterone than estrogen. Some men who have more estrogen than testosterone. And that's why they got
Bitch niggas.
titties.
Bitch niggas.
No, I'm just playing. And that's why they got emotions.
Bitch niggas.
More emotions than anybody else.
Well, y'all, we gotta wrap this up, man. This is our last show on
But she
Thursday
loves
for a
Miami. You
while.
can feel
For a
it.
while. We're not gonna be on Tuesdays. I'm sorry, not Thursdays. We're not gonna be on Tuesdays anymore. We have some
Will
business
only be on
ventures that
Thursdays from now on,
yeah,
y'all.
Thursdays we will. But
Or
we have
until
some
to be announced. To be announced. TBA.
yeah. Because we might pop in every now and then for a Tuesday show.
Miss Green said XX and XY, and that alphabet goes WXYZ. Now go to bed, y'all. Hey, Miss
What the
Green.
hell? Don't get the fuck out of here with that. What's up,
So
Miss Green? How
okay,
you doing,
can I
Michelle?
say something closing? I got my somebody said I had a Jerry's final thought, and I just really want to stick to that. So it was so helpful. But is that on this subject is that definitely as men and women or whoever you're dating, men and men, women and women, we don't discriminate over here. Love is love. But uh whoever that you're with, make sure that y'all are doing what you can to fit. If y'all been together for years, more than 4 or 5 years, trust me when I tell you that you have to
Work at it.
purposely grow together. As individuals, we are made like plants to grow on our own. But when you purposely bind yourself together, when you bind something on a bush or a tree so that they can grow together and not apart, so they can stay in the same, stay steady, growing straight, that's what you have to do. You have to do it with communication. You have to do it with trust. You got to do it with transparency, being honest, and you got to do it with sex. Now, I know throughout some of y'all in the early stages, y'all don't know, but as you get older, some things and situations might take y'all away from sex, and you got to have a friendship. But once y'all get back to that, once y'all can get back to, okay, this happened, that happened, we back to like working on sex,
Continue fucking.
get that back rolling too, because that does play a part. I'm telling you. So and everything you do, try to know your partner's love language and their apology language. And their apology language, y'all. When I'm telling you I'm sorry, not just with my mouth verbally, but in my
With your
actions.
mouth physically, right?
All
Yes.
right. I can't stand this nigga.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Anyway, y'all love yourselves first and love on the ones that love y'all.
Right, man. We're not even gonna go out with the song tonight because we passed the time. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in with us. We're not going anywhere. We're just cutting one of the days off where me and Talisha are on. Please tune in to the Full Cup Podcast. Monday, Men's Mental Health Monday. Thursday, the Full Cup Podcast with Quincy with the questions and Talisha with the T. Saturday, I will be having new guests, new co-hosts every chance I get. I already got guests lined up for the next 3 weeks. The next guest I'm gonna have on for me doing music on Saturday Night Slappers is none other than the uncomparable A Pain. She was the first one to hit me up. After A
Hey.
Pain, it's gonna be Port City J. After Port City J, it is Norm Rock Well.
Hey.
So I have
Oh, that's a good
yeah.
lineup.
So I have a lineup already. So get on the Section 8 waiting list.
Section 8 waiting list.
Get on the Section
You
8
want to
waiting
listen
list.
to some good underground music, y'all.
Real talk. I might even start throwing some mainstream music in there too in between. I just might. I don't know how I'm gonna do it or what I'm gonna do. I just
Hey, might
start
have
throwing.
to.
Yeah, I'm gonna start throwing some mainstream music in there in between, man. And the Saturday Night Slappers here at the Full Cup will be something that I'll be doing. And it's not in here for anybody to judge anybody's music. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. This is the Full Cup, man. Y'all continue to pull up or shut the fuck up. We out.
All right.